of you for coming along today for our Green Talk, your green tech future. And I want to share with you a little bit what are the trends out there in terms of green opportunities, green technology, what's happening, what is the industry doing at the moment in Malaysia, and how we can help you through this course to understand those opportunities, get the relevant skills, and then hopefully get exciting jobs out there in the marketplace. This was me giving a talk a couple of months ago in Klang. 5,000 young people there. It was called Walk for Values. And this is the future. More and more people are moving into green. More and more money is being spent on green. And what I love about doing what I do is I can make money with healing the planet rather than with destroying the planet. Too many people are making or have made money with destroying the planet. I don't want to make that kind of money. I want to make money with doing good to the planet. Now, to tell you a little bit more about myself and where I'm coming from, I have a couple of pictures for you. This is obviously where we are all living now, KL, concrete city. And one of the problems with too much concrete is it gets too hot. You know, you come home to your house in the evening and it's hot. It's very, very hot. But one opportunity in green technology today is to construct houses that are not necessarily hot when you come home. Remember the Malaysian kampung people who lived in the villages. They used to have houses built on stilts, maybe a tree to provide the shade, so that the sun doesn't just shine on the concrete walls, heat up the thermal mass, and then release the heat in the night. That's what's happening at the moment. You come home in the evening, it's cool outside. If you have a veranda or a balcony, you don't sweat. As soon as you walk in, you start sweating because it's too hot. We humans have created things that don't make sense. Let me show you straight away one example that I discovered 1.5 months ago. I went to Sungai Petani. I was invited to be the speaker there at the main green technology event, and there was the local tycoon. You know the place called Cita Sayang, Sungai Petani? It's a resort. And Dato B, the guy who owns the place, who runs it all, he was telling me about the building that he built. He said, come over, have a look. He actually offered me a free night. He said, this is my assistant, and he will set you up. I want you to see the green building that we've built. Let me show you that green building. This is a YouTube video that I just opened up. And you can even watch it yourself, that YouTube video.
Sayang Resort in Sungai Petani, and this place is amazing. I stayed here the last 16 hours and I didn't need any fan or air conditioning. What they've created here is this the balcony, the wind is blowing through here, you can open up your windows because here is an inside funnel that they designed into the building that maximizes the light access here. They broke even holes in the wall to let the wind blow through here, and it creates a vortex that makes sure there's a beautiful wind in here. I mean, you can even see here in the guest bedroom, even though it's inside facing, beautiful light comes in here without any need for you to switch on lighting systems. And I'll show you as well the master bedroom over here. Now, this is the master bathroom. Down here, wonderful light shining in. Master bedroom. I was sleeping with open windows last night, hearing the sound of some of the animals out there, the greenery. And here's one of those breakthrough areas where we can actually move through into the funnel here. There are air conditioning systems in here, but I haven't used them. I don't think you actually need them. It's very comfortable here. This is the view. Here the wind blows through. That is how we should be living in Malaysia. Houses designed for people, eco-friendly. No need for aircon, no need for blasting ourselves, with cold air. just human-friendly, eco-efficient living. That's the future. Healthy lifestyle, low-mass lifestyle. We really need to, as consumers, demand those kind of features. And here, there hardly cost anything extra. Just a question of passive design, cooling, creating a vortex, and then life is much more beautiful. See you soon, guys.
So this is a Malaysian building, made in Malaysia, designed in such a way. Loads of videos there. You can Google them as well. All on green, all on hijab. Going back to my slides here. I just wanted to straight away give you that example in the sense of that you can see it's already happening here and now. It's not just a dream or an idea or 10 years in the future. Developers in Malaysia are already building in green features. The consultant they had used was not a Malaysian consultant, was a Singaporean consultant, mainly for studying all of the wind movement of the last 30 years. So you could see there, they designed this wind funnel in the middle. All of the units were organized in such a way that there was no direct sunlight shining in to heat up the units. When I first came to Malaysia, I lived in Times Square. My cleaner told me, you're the only client I have that doesn't have the aircon on all the time. But the problem was in the morning, the sun is shining, you know, and it heats up your unit unless you use the curtains. And even if you use the curtains, the heat comes in through the sun-facing side. So modern green technology, green building design looks at minimizing the need for artificial light, artificial cooling, maximization of wind, passive cooling, insulation through the building materials that we use, and that is becoming bigger and bigger all the time. There are loads of other areas as well. This is where I used to live long, long time ago. Little quiz question for you, where is that? Old Trafford, are you a Man U fan? But I'm not. This was the view from my office. We were just having an office opposite to Old Trafford in Manchester. I lived 10 years in England before I came to Malaysia. And I had my own training and consultancy company there. Actually, by this time, I already sold my green business. I started that business with zero money. My business partner and myself, we didn't take a salary for the first 3 months. We used our laptop computers, and then less than 2 years later, we sold it to this company, an engineering company, a listed engineering company that had an office just opposite to Old Trafford. So even green can become your entrepreneurial journey, where you create something beyond just being an employee of a company. There are so many green tech opportunities out there, it's amazing. This was my first exposure to Malaysia. Anyone an idea what that is? Sorry? Proton. Actually, the last 18 years, I've not driven a car beside 2 years in the UK. At that time, was still before selling my company, so I didn't have that much money, so I wanted to look for a cheap car. I was thinking of buying the fuel-efficient German Lupo car at that time, but it wasn't available in the UK. So I looked in the newspaper, and I thought, wow, 5-year-old car, so cheap, 1,200 pounds sterling. Then I asked the guy for a test drive. Nobody wanted to buy the Proton in the UK, so I got it very, very cheap over there. But I'm actually from a village, from a Kampung in Germany. So here's my village. Guess which one is me? This guy or that guy? What do you think? Left? Who thinks this is me? About half. Who thinks this is me? Okay. In those days, still had some hair, but now, you know, botak is better. That was my village, and this is what I love doing in the winter. Now, snow is kind of just around the corner. Because of my village, it's 500 meters above sea level, it can get very cold. Even -10, -15. Who of you has already seen snow? Nobody? Wow. Yeah, but not getting highlights. Really? Ireland? Okay, good, good, good. And now I travel around the world, giving talks on green. This was in Dubai with the Green Shake. This was the automotive exhibition. My talk was just after the CEO of Proton. And the CEO of Proton was just introducing a new electric car. So in my talk I said, oh, nice, electric car, but it's not the final solution. The electricity comes from the power plant. So we're shifting pollution from the petrol engine to the power plant. If we have a lot of renewable energy, then that is still very green. Actually, the fact that we are shifting is good because inner city environments are very polluted. When I first moved to Times Square, I actually was possibly one of the very few people in Malaysia that made an assessment of indoor air quality. Like I actually got the guy in to analyze my air quality. Hardly anyone does that. Because sometimes what's inside of your room might kill you. I was a bit suspicious. What I found out, the fresh air coming from outside was much worse than the air inside. Why? Because Times Square is next to a lot of roads, there are a lot of cars driving down there. So human health is as well closely linked to green technology. Sometimes green is still a bit difficult to sell to the end consumer. How many people are buying green already? I'll show you some statistics later. But sometimes when you link it to, wow, a green building is not just going to save you electricity bill, it's as well better for the health of your children because not all of these nasty solvent-based chemicals are being used. That's bad for your health. So we need to link it as well to that. This was the Chief Minister of Malacca. Actually, 2 weeks ago, they asked me to come over again. They are pushing a lot of green stuff in Malacca. They just launched the green blueprint just for the Malacca state. And I was one of the 3 speakers. The other 2 speakers was the Chief Minister and the Minister for Green Technology, Peter Chin. So by doing my passion, by following my passion, I get to do loads of exciting things all over the world.